Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
Hello, this is the Hot Topic Show. What do we do?
We won't judge, but we're judging. It's going to be juicy.
Now, here's Wendy.
Here comes trouble. Yes. You're the one. Thank you so much for watching our show. It's good to be back home. Say hello to my co-host. The studio audience. Thank you for showing up. Thank you. Well rested. Now let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Well. Happy New Year! At what point can we stop saying that to one another? Like at the end of the week, right? By the end of the week, you know, nobody wants to hear that anymore. But happy 2017. I'm glad that we all made it here together. I hope you had a great holiday. We were off for about 17 days. The first part was really good because, you know, you fix stuff, Suzanne, around the house. You make sure Brendan cleans out the garage.
Yup.
Jack and Pete rake a leaf.
Yup.
And you make sure that that running faucet gets fixed and you watch the plumber.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we didn't go away. We were in Jersey the entire time, which is my favorite place to vacation anyway. I didn't want to be part of the airport thing. And then by the second half of the vacation, TV started getting really good, especially when New Year's Day comes, because there was the Mary Tyler Moore Marathon, the Odd Couple Marathon, the Twilight Zone Marathon. Joe Kenda had something over on the ID channel, his marathon. I love a Joe Kenda marathon. It was just so, you know what? It was so good just to be in the house with a caftan and a turban and the heat up high and no makeup and lashes and stuff and just sleeping. I only went online like 3 times. And each time I had to be told, like, bring, you know, Wendy, you know, go online and look at this. This is what just happened. All right, so congratulations. Pink gave birth to her second child, a baby boy named Jameson. And, you know, Jocelyn gave birth to her Bonnie Bell Jordan. Stevie J is the father. Which, by the way, I watched a lot of Maury and Jerry over our vacation. Anyway, and here, by the way, is Jocelyn's body only 4, I'm so jealous, days after. Really? Exactly, 4 days after giving birth. Well, good for you, Jocelyn. Oh, and did you hear about Serena Williams? She got engaged to this guy named Alexis Ohanian. He's the Reddit founder. Now, what is a Reddit?
Reddit's a website, and it's actually pretty popular. He's got money.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
And she's got legs for days. By the way, Norman.
Uh-huh. Uh-oh.
I'll get to it in a moment. In the meantime, rest in peace to George Michael. I was shocked and stunned. You know, it hurts doubly when it's somebody, you know, whose music that you enjoyed, but also when that person is in your same age group. Like, how did that happen? And then when I heard about Carey Fisher, I was like, what? And then her mom, Debbie Reynolds, the next day. And they both leave behind Billie, the daughter of Carey and the granddaughter. By the way, you know, my connection to, I was never really a Star Wars person, but I was a Debbie Reynolds person. You know, she got me involved in Hot Topics. Oh, well. Let me just tell you, once upon a time, there was a girl named Wendy. And, no, listen. And back in the 70s, her mom, like most people, smoked cigarettes. And back then, even when you were in first grade, you could still go in the store and buy a pack of cigarettes, and your mom would be double parked outside the family pharmacy at the Middlebrook shopping plaza. Shout out to everybody in Ocean Township. And I would go in and buy her cigarettes for her. And then she would say, keep the change. And I was captivated with Debbie Reynolds, Liz Taylor, and Todd. Eddie Fisher. Yeah, Todd is Liz's son. Anyway, you know, and the love triangle. So, you know, rest in peace to those that we lost, and congratulations to those who had their children. Now, I don't know where you were on New Year's Eve. I was in the house minding my own business. I swear to you I was. And by the way, I was asleep by 11:30. I didn't wake up until 12:30. And by the time I woke up, I started trolling around, and that's when the Odd Couple marathon was on. So that's the only thing I saw on New Year's Eve. And then I talked to my sister the next day. I'm like, Happy New Year's, Wanda. She's like, Happy New Year, what'd you do? I said, well, I was asleep at 11:30. I didn't wake up till 12:30. She said, well, you know, how you start the year is how the year is gonna be for you. I was like, okay, so I've got my loved ones in the house, you know, the Kevins and the dog, but apparently I'm gonna be asleep on the entire situation. And so will all of us, because we were all asleep. But you know, that Mariah, I'm just like, damn. I was like, why didn't I set the alarm? I didn't set the, I was tired. But you know, she said that she reportedly didn't hear her music in her earpiece, and she kept fuddling around with her ear. Well, you know, here's what I say. When you fuddle with your ear or your earpiece or something, I mean, that could be like a huge excuse. It's like if I started messing with my microphone, but you'd still see the mic dead over here, or, you know, or up in my wig or something like that. I don't know. My thought is, I think Mariah, all right, the good first. And then I'll end it on another good note. Watch. Now I'm working on it for 2017. I'm working on it. Delivery is important. So here's the good. I thought she looked terrific. Head to toe, terrific. Hair, the feathers, the nude coloring, the way she had the boys, you know how they drag her around? But you know, she's very graceful with that. Did you see when they dragged her down the steps in the middle of the performance and she looked at the camera and she was still like, well, not doing much, but she looked great not doing it. All right. A lot of people in my morning meeting this morning were saying, well, why was she even there to begin with? I said, what are you talking about? You know, why would she go away? You know, first of all, she did the Vegas thing. Is that still going on? I don't know, maybe. She's about to go on tour with Lionel Richie, which, by the way, if I were Lionel, I'd cancel her on my tour. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Lionel Richie has built a name for himself, you know, as being a very comported pop star of generations. Now, I'm sure he's got his dirt too. But when you comport yourself, you know how to keep all that stuff under the rug. If I were Lionel, I would not go out on tour with her. You know, she barely did a sound check for New Year's Eve. And you know, my thought was, well, there. By the way, the one in the, oh wait, where's the alleged boyfriend, the poser? What color is he wearing? The white pants? Look, that's such a fake relationship, it's ridiculous, number one. Number two, yeah, no, he was holding her phone because you know she can't walk, she can't hold a phone. Apparently she can't sing. You're like, what has happened, Mariah? On your worst day, you sing better than all these girls out here. All of them. And all you had to do was lip sync along with the music. Now, you say you couldn't hear in your ear, but your dancers didn't miss a beat. Oh, yes. The dancers didn't miss a beat, so somebody's lying, Mariah. And also, you know, I'm not in bed with Ryan Seacrest or anything like that. I mean, I met the dude once or twice in my life. You know, I liked him. He was nice enough, you know what I mean? But it's not about Ryan Seacrest, it's about Dick Clark Productions. They have been in the New Year's Rockin' Eve business for decades. They are not in the business of sabotaging artists for ratings, okay? Why, Mariah, they didn't even need you for ratings because even though there are a lot of other New Year's Eve shows that go on, I hosted one of them last year, the Pitbull Revolution. Yeah. But we all know, hands down, the #1 most legendary New Year's Eve, you want to have a good time and, you know, family fun is the Dick Clark production. They didn't sabotage you, Mariah. You're sabotaging you. And furthermore, Mariah, that woman that you call a manager, no bueno. Mariah, you need to sit in a room and rock and wring your hands for a real long time and decide, and decide who is really Team Mariah. Because the only one that I see that could be Team Mariah and the whole team is your makeup artist with the lip injection at the top. Him. He seems like a good Judy. But the rest of them, these people aren't out for you, Mariah. They're out for themselves. And you know what? And there's nothing wrong with that. But what is wrong with it is that you're a woman on the other side of 40 with 2 children, and you need to learn how to be your own best sounding board. Like, you know, you should have done a sound check. You should have done a sound check. And even if you didn't want to check the sound, then you have that woman you call manager get out there, earn your keep. You get out there and sound check. I'm going back in the house. You know, but all in all, what I have to say is it was a debacle. I disagree. I think she should have done it, Norman. Norman doesn't think she should have.
No, she had no business on that stage. If she couldn't deliver the vocals, she really had no business on the stage to me.
Excuse me, Norman.
I love her. You know I love her, but that's just how.
There's nothing wrong with lip syncing. That's what I say. Look, I will take a lip sync any day. As long as I could see some like good dancing or carrying or something. Yeah, like who needs to sing at a concert? What am I blowing out my vocals for? You know I can sing, buy a record. But in conclusion, with this story, remember, everybody, while everyone's being so hard on her, and, you know, I tried to temper this story that I'm telling you with being, you know, hard on her, but also, you know, giving the business to you, because it's still Wendy. However, I will say, I'm reminding you, this is a woman who's barely divorced, whose barely ex-husband has some next girl pregnant. Now, you manage that heartbreak while singing on New Year's Eve and being dragged around a stage, and see how you do. That's all. That's all. What'd you do?
Oh, I was at a party. I drink a lot of champagne.
Yeah? And then what happened?
And then I just went to bed at about 2.
Yeah?
And then at 6:30 in the morning, Jack woke everyone up in the house.
Why?
We were at friend's house.
Oh.
He woke everyone up, and everybody was mad. I don't know if I'll get an invite ever again. These are good friends.
Yeah, but you're Suzanne.
Exactly! Exactly! Thank you.
Jennifer Lopez and Drake. please, 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 you all. Please, please. Apparently a sucker is born every day, and it's called my co-host. Stop clapping for this. This is not a real relationship. You got 30 seconds from me with this. Okay, they both posted the cozy picture on social media. They were kissing and dancing at a party. Rihanna, as soon as she saw the picture, unfriended Jennifer. They also, Drake and Jen do have a song out or about to come out, or they're working on something or something. Jen, here's what I'm saying. And you know I love you. This is not a good look for you. I'm gonna tell you why. You're a woman on the other side of 40. Like Mariah. With the twins and an empire. You don't need a 30-year-old newbie on bragging rights on you. Now, if you wanted to hit it and quit it, that's one thing. But don't show evidence. Now, I don't believe this relationship, maybe it was, you know, a slide by, but not a... Next story, please. Okay. Shout out to the Countess. Oh, well, the Countess in New York. Luann, she got married. She married Tom on New Year's Eve, which means that if they get divorced, then New Year's Eve will always be a bad day for her. Why do people do big events on particular days that are on the calendar? Like, as opposed to, like, why couldn't you just get married on a random January 11th? That means nothing to nobody. I mean, unless it's your birthday, I'm sorry. But, you know what I mean? Like, but they got married on New Year's Eve. Hardly anyone was there. You won't see this on TV. She demanded that the Bravo cameras not be there. She wanted it to be a private event. It's not so private, though. There's a camera there. We see something. So instead of having the Bravo cameras there, because I was like, oh, that's not very housewife-like. Or Luann is growing up. You know, like you don't invite cameras everywhere. But here's what I found out the other part of the story is. She sold the rights to People magazine for $20,000. Now I know $20,000 is a lot of money, but not in the bigger scheme of things if your first name is Countess. Is what I'm thinking. Okay, second of all, if you're marrying a D'Agostino, now mind you, if you live here in New York, no, this is not the grocery store Empire D'Agostino. According to what what Luann told me when she was here, you know, several months ago, she whispered in my ear, you know, during the commercial, because you know I'm cheesy, I'm always asking about somebody's money. So, is this the D'Agostino? And so she said, no. She goes, he's got his family and way more money than that. I was like, yes, yes, yes. What does he do? Well, we didn't Google until this morning, and all we could see is that he's a New York business mogul. Well, aren't we all? In some way, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what that means. I don't know what he does. But $20,000 says to me that he doesn't do that much. He didn't tell you as a businesswoman, Suzanne, don't cut off Bravo. If you enjoy being on the show, dear, and they're paying you more than $20,000, and you know, now that you're married to me, I'm a D'Agostino, you know, that's shoe money, whatever Bravo's paying you, Luann. But Lou, if you love doing the show, then don't go with People magazine. It's a bad business move. Like, if you're such a mogul and such a businessman, my dog could have said that. Mommy, don't take that money because you're cutting off the bigger money. Like, really? Nice looking man though, right? Very nice looking. Nice shaped head and everything. Bravo should have this already in their contracts. I'm so shocked that they don't have this. I mean, how many years have we been dealing with Housewives? And when they do things like this, Bravo, and you know, Bravo, I love you, but it almost makes me look at you guys like, really? So Suzanne, I'm sorry. Luann. So Luann undercut you for People magazine for $20,000 and you're not gonna fire her? Let me tell you something, Bravo. Luann is fireable. Sorry, Lou. But let me just say this. You're not that exciting on the show. You know what I mean? Like, so if I were Bravo, instead of her waking up with a pink dress, she'd be waking up with a pink slip this morning. Yeah. Like, you're out. You're done. You're done. Cool. A couple of them housewives were there. Who was there? Sonia?
Marisol was there.
Cynthia.
Yep, Cynthia.
Jill Zarin. Who's the black woman in the middle?
It's Kelly Ben-Simone.
I'm playing. I'm talking. Kelly Ben-Simone looked like she stayed in the pressure cooker the entire vacation. The hell? I mean, you know, and not for nothing, Kelly, you know, I like you. You're a real natural girl. I know you don't eat this, you don't eat that, you exercise all the time, but you realize that people don't lay in the sun to turn brown like that. I mean, do you realize that if you want to do something healthy for yourself, stay out of the sun, girl. Ew. They all look really beautiful, but the most beautiful outfit to me is this girl over here with the Fredericks boa. Who is this? I don't know her.
From Miami.
Oh, she's from Miami? Yeah, I don't watch that franchise. Look, they need to bring her in New York and inject her on Park Avenue or something. Yeah, she's a good one. She's a good one. Pretty. It was nice. Glittery and the feathers and stuff. So in the meantime, speaking of Cynthia Bailey and Atlanta Housewives, to see and catch up with old friends over the vacation. It was a really nice, normal vacation. You know, and I didn't go any place. I had everyone in. You know, that's what older people say, as opposed to come over. Let's have some folks in. That's what, I had everyone in, and it was just wonderful. In, out, one, and done. Just a beautiful time. Anyway, so speaking of Atlanta, we were talking about Cynthia. She was in the wedding. Now let's talk about Did you hear that Kenya pulled a gun on... Kenya pulled a gun on 3 of her fans after they trespassed at Moore Manor. It was 2 guys at one... Kenya's got a gun. Anyway, all right, so it was 2 guys and 1 girl, and the claim is that they climbed over the fence and came up to her front door. And she posted these pictures from her security footage online, and then she went off on Instagram. Now I'm gonna show you her go-off-ishness, and then we'll talk about it more. Go ahead.
If you come over here, you come to my door, you can find out where I live, please do. Because if you come over here, you're going to get a mother cap in your ass. No, who are you? What are you doing here? You are going to get a mother cap in your ass. I will shoot, and I will ask questions later. Try me.
Okay. Kenya, I understand you defending your place, but this is why I tell women particularly, you know, if you're a single woman, why do you need a house? If you live in anything with more than 2 doors, then you are posing for somebody. You're trying to impress somebody. Because when you're a single woman, you can get some fabulous condos with a concierge downstairs, and a key lock elevator if you want to be real fancy and you really got the coins for that. And then there's 1 door in and 1 door out and nobody's trespassing. Kenya, you need to sell Moore Manor and move to a condo. I couldn't sleep at night.